Got a lot of stuff going on these days. Yeah, harvest mode in full force, canning, preserving, you name it. We got a project going on in the yard back here. It's going to be a little bit of a surprise and something we've been actually planning to do for quite some time now. So we're actually getting her done. So I grew a massive squash. It's the rare Hopi pale gray squash. And I'm really happy with the size. Like, I could have left it growing a lot longer, but I figure I didn't want to risk it just because it's kind of in a bad location. So the rest of the Hopis, I'm leaving them grow for the rest of the season. We have a very short season here for growing in Ontario. And yeah, you have to see the size of this thing. So if you don't want to see all of what I harvested today, then you could just skip to the end and see how big the squash is, because I did weigh it. So yeah, come check it out. We got pumpkins. Northern Ontario gardening. Zucchini. Probably 5 or 6 pounds right there. There's a little one started right there, right next to that big one I just harvested too. There's another 5-pounder. I'm gonna let this one grow bigger though, because there's no other little baby started on this plant. Another one. There's a decent sized Hopi. I'm letting all the Hopis grow max size. Beautiful. Rare Hopi pale gray squash. There's another one about the same size. Beautiful. Another one tucked right in here, mixed in with the raspberry plant right by that old stump. One I just harvested. So in here we have a big one, a small one, and then 2 babies started. So I'm gonna harvest this bigger one. Look at the size of this baby. Oh, mama. That's gotta be 10 pounds. Next to it, a small one starting out. Small one started there. And on the same plant, I got 2 side by side. So I'm gonna take the larger one and then let that other big one, the one next to it, bigger. Let it grow. Tough to do with one hand. And I did sharpen my nail. Right beside that one is another plant. And so that one I can harvest because we got a little one started. It's a good size one. Probably 4.5, 5 pounds. It was a lot easier to cut too, compared to that last one. So you can see the difference in the size of the two. That one was super tough to cut through. That one was super easy. And our lilac is going to seed. And we have a yellow zucchini. And I think the yellow one actually is a crooked squash that mated with a zucchini last year, like cross-pollinated. It was super delicious. Very sweet and right next to a little Hopi. I'm gonna leave that one grow because there are no other babies starting on there. Okay, now we're on my neighbor's right next to his driveway. Little tiny Hopi. And over here. The size of this mama. Oh yeah, that's freaking awesome. Holy cow, that thing's got to be 15 pounds. I'm gonna decide on this. Look at that. In here we have a smaller one. Got some damage happening in here. The neighbor's dog comes running in here. Another big Hopi right there. So let's harvest this one. Just massive amounts of zucchini this year and squash. This one's tough to cut. And it requires 2 hands. And main focus this year also was tomatoes. So we're gonna have a massive amount of different types of tomatoes. I'm really excited about this because I have a bunch of recipes that I'm gonna be doing up for preservation. Just incredibly beautiful. Look at the size of these. These were the beef steaks. I'm really excited. Remember, this is all in the front yard, so, and then the rest of the lawn I think is going to be coming out. This year we have to make room for some past berry plants that Gord's going to be giving to us. So, front yard growing. You see our sunflowers back there along the fence, they're just beautiful. Now we're in the backyard, more Hopis. More zucchini next to the yarrow. Another zucchini. Yeah, I got powdery mildew. Happens every year. And you know what? It's really too late in the season to have to be dealing with it because our gardening is almost done. Another female flower there. Another zucchini, female flower. Another one there. And 2 more right there also. Another yellow one back in there. I gotta do some maneuvering to get back in there and behind. We got some hot peppers. There's no more flowers, so I'm just gonna let these ones grow. And more peppers here too, and more flowers. Those are just little ones though. More sunflowers. Just incredibly beautiful. Oh, and if you're interested in the knife, my friend Gord, he's the knife guy, does beautiful work. He's got some for sale. Our potatoes and the toads probably have a couple more weeks because they're not all dead yet, so I'll do a little video harvest on the potatoes. Another zucchini back here. It looks like it's getting eaten by something, so I may just harvest this one because I got another one started in the back there too. And our last beans. We did a lot of pickling this year. Beans, cauliflower, beets. I already did up. So these are the last of our beans. And more beautiful tomatoes back here in our raised bed gardens. This plant is completely done. This was the one that had the issue in the early summer, and I moved it separate from everything else. So that's the end of this plant. Got a zucchini off of it though. I think maybe even 2 we got. Alex harvested a couple of cucumbers this morning. That's a pretty good sized one right there. Here on this plant. This plant's really doing well. It's a little bit full of sawdust right now because Alex is working on a project, which is going to be a surprise. And we got some yellow raspberries in there. They are so delicious. Another healthy Hopi plant. Baby started. There's a medium-sized one that's a little bit bigger. Got dill mixed in with the Hopis. It's good. I can harvest some of this today because I gotta do up those cukes mixed with pickles. And back in there's a big huge Hopi. So like I mentioned, I'm just gonna let the rest of the Hopis just grow max. And here's another big one. And that, I think, is a cantaloupe. Yeah, so maybe my seeds got swapped or I had rogue plants. So I'm super excited about this year's harvest. Back in there, I got a couple of smaller tomatoes, cherry tomatoes that I can pick too. Be awesome in a salad later this evening. Yum. Zucchini on deck. This plant's not doing the greatest at all. Really the only thing left that we have on the deck, we've got a couple of cukes in our planters, and we have eggplant, Nunya, Texas. You're gonna laugh at me, but this is my first year growing eggplant, and I know you said your garden is done, so they are getting bigger, man. And if you recall, I had a tomato plant two tomato plants that did something real funky this year, but it came back to life. I just kept it in the shade for a couple of weeks, and then now it's back out into more full sun, and you're actually gonna have some fruit. There we go. Awesome. More cukes. And a few more beans. And I did already leave some of them to go to seed, so we have bean seeds for next year. And the kale planter still doing pretty good. One more cuke I can harvest. So here's today's harvest. Let's weigh that Hopi. Okay, I weighed it, folks. 16 pounds. It's a whopper. Over to our herb planter. My time from seed. I was really hoping it was gonna grow really well this year. Got some jalapenos, all kinds of amazing fresh herbs. And one green pepper this year. Last year I did really well with the green peppers. So that's it for our little harvest for today. I'll harvest this guy up and some basil and put that onto the dehydrator, and another big hot pepper back here. So thank you for watching, everyone. Keep on growing the stuff, even if you have to start small, doing the things. Take care.